last week in the heartland at Kansas. We started on the ass of the field and just set up shop there and lived on the ass the whole race. We made some moves early, keeping tire wear in the back of our mind, but it was just it was tough sledding, as I say. We didn't have any cautions yet again. I think it was the third race in a row without a caution, and we had 2 pit stops. I thought there were going to be splashes and goes at the end, but the AI stretched their fuel on the last run. Only a couple cars pitted, and our tires were not up to the task past the fuel window, and we ended up losing all the progress we had made in the race up to that point. AT&T Lily gets a big win, and it's a big win for her because she's outside the top 10 AI cars trying to make it to our eventual Legends series. But what's more important right now is we're 13 points behind the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man for the Heinz Packet Championship. DB Cooper's 3 back, but he's starting in the back of the pack here at Texas. Yeah, we'll see what happens with him. Gus Fring in the pervert seat on the outside looking in. Steve Jobs out of the top 10 for the first time, maybe all season. Pretty incredible. Mr. Rogers is starting in the back of the field. He's trying for 5 consecutive top 10s. That would match the record set by DB Cooper and Rosa Parks. Michael Jackson was running top. He was top 10 in points for the longest time. Now he's fallen back to 21st in the standings. And there's probably more things to talk about, but let's get out onto the track. Enough chit chat. Here we go. The Texas Toast 500. 3 races to go in our season. Homer Simpson and Ray Finkel on the front row here. Happy Gilmore, we're behind Rosie the Riveter. Michael Jackson to the inside of us. We're starting P6. Super Dave Osborne starting P8. Randy Marsh 11th. Neil Armstrong 13th. Mona Lisa 14th. Steve Jobs 18th. Stay Puft 21st. Wayne Campbell 24th. DB Cooper 38th. Feels like I'm missing somebody. Michael Bolton 36th. Anyway, we'll try to keep track of everybody. We'll try to keep track of Mr. Rogers back there. But we're going to be shitting and getting here. It's a fast track. And we're already losing a bunch of spots. I'm actually kind of nervous with this setup. I didn't practice much with it, and it's definitely a loose one. So we scraped the wall here early. We'll survive. We got 117 laps, full damage. It's actually one of the longer races of the year. Almost 60 minutes. Real world, but... My name's Adam. Thanks for checking out the video. Thanks for everything. The likes, views, comments, subscriptions. However you enjoy this, glad you enjoy it. Stay Puft already up here. Get out of here. How's he already up here? Yeah, definitely a fast track. No question about it. Tire wear does become an issue later in the run, so we're just taking her easy here. Yeah, it seems like that whole top line got pushed back. Here's Rosie the Riveter. She might just be having a bad couple laps because we blew past her. And they're fighting back on the inside now. That's the second time I hit the wall. No damage though. Whew. Definitely pushing up the track out of 2. We have to fix that. Yeah, I'm probably mumbling in the points recap or the points. you know, when we take a look at the points and everything and talk about the last race, I'm not really, I don't really write a script for those and read it verbatim. I just have little bullet points I want to cover, so I'm not going for any kind of speech awards there. All right, let's get back into the group. We got Velma. How about Velma here? She might be making a push to get into the AI top 10 for that Legends series. Which again is, we're going to do 4 of these fictional seasons. And then the top 10 AI drivers from each season get pushed to our, what's going to be our 5th season in this, whatever we're doing. And then we'll, I don't know what we'll do. I think maybe the last place, whichever driver has the least amount of points out of all 40 of those legend drivers, that's who we'll drive as. Makes sense. I want to say the top line is not the place to be, but the I don't know. I'm not feeling it right now. I'm telling you what. I'm just not feeling it. Mr. Rogers making an early move. We do not want to see, what we don't want to see is DB Cooper. I mean, we've seen Stay Puft. He's already moved up there. He's up ahead of Velma Dinkley by now. Gus Fring let out here. We had to tuck in behind him. And there's DB. DB's behind Amelia in our rearview mirror. And we're just stuck behind Gus Fring right now. We're in trouble. We got a 32 to 34 lap pit window here. Yeah, Gus, man, he's killing. I don't know what's going on with Gus Fring. He's killing our race right now. But thankfully, DB snuck up to the outside line behind us, so he's joining us in our misery. We gotta get moving. Gus ain't it. Okay, so we started P6, and now we're P23. That is not the championship formula. Neither is clipping the apron and skying up the track. We gotta find the car. I had a feeling this Texas was going to be difficult with these AI driver ratings. And that is the case. We're definitely being smarter coming out of 2 now. I got a feel for it. I have a feel for what to do there now, so we don't scrape the wall again. This is our final time in the T-Rex car. And that's the end of that thought. I mean, there's nothing else to say. Our wins have come in the helicopter, blue and silver car, and the Jeep car. Yeah, we'll take the really low line out of 4 there, no problem. So yeah, if you've wondered in years past why I've used the random caution generator, It's because you don't get cautions, man. Maybe it has a lot to do with the AI being elite and just running consistent lines, and they don't bump into each other. That is most likely why we aren't getting cautions. Oh man, this is... We can keep up their speed coming out of 4 and through the front dog leg there, but they're in the gas coming, and they're just in the gas quicker in 1 and 2. But now I've started to remedy that. I've noticed that pattern the last few laps. So we're gonna... I think we've righted that ship until I forget to do it again. Happy Gilmore out in the lead. Homer Simpson hanging out up there. Been stressing how important this race is for him. That was just a rough Kansas for him. Whenever he just blew a Johnson rod there when we went to commercial at Kansas. He was already near the back. I think he was already moving to the back of the pack anyway. So he must have had some kind of issue. And thankfully, well, whateverly, like those cars that had to pit at the end of that race, there were only 3 of them, and none of them really... We're not really worried about them in the points race. So it's not like our fuel window kind of messed up a car season. Plus, none of these people are real, and none of them have feelings. So, whatever. The weight. There's a lot of pressure on Steve Jobs this race. A lot of pressure on a lot of these cars. But Steve Jobs... out of the top 10 for the first time, like I said, maybe all season. I'd have to go find the points recap in every video to see if that's the case, and I'm not going to do that. It's just, you know, I don't have a production team, and we don't have a week to prepare for a broadcast. And there's no we anyway. This is an excellent difficulty. Really is. Let's stay off of Amelia. Excellent.
Clear.
Kind of nervous about entering pit road here. I don't know why. I think it's just the massive amount of speed we'll be carrying. I'm definitely struggling with the setup in that in 1 and 2. 3 and 4, I kind of got her. He says as he scrapes the wall, finally damage. It's only a matter of time. I mean, we've taken a few good licks. I thought we should have had damage already. I gotta let out of the gas, let Amelia go. Gotta think the damage is affecting her car now.
Clear. Inside. Still there.
What a precipitous drop
Clear.
from starting P6. Boy, I don't know if it's recency. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I want to say here while trying to figure out what DB Cooper wants to do. But Ever since we took that lick, that made us have to fix damage. Car's been acting fishy. We got about 7 or 8 laps to hang on here. Oh yeah, it's definitely having more trouble turning this thing. And I'm having to let out of the gas to save it, and we're bleeding a little bit now.
Stay high. Clear. Car outside.
Let's go, DB. You want to dance? You rat bastard. I threw Gary's shoes, Al Bundy's sponsor, and Duff on these billboards here. Definitely gonna go all in on track customization for the truck series, which I'm thinking is going to be the Reynolds Wrap Winter Series or Reynolds Wrap Truck Series, something like that. Because I was looking around my house for a brand that has a recognizable font, you know, like Camping World or Nationwide, that we put on the top of each truck's windshield. And Reynolds Wrap does the job. Nice blue and orange color scheme. We can make a truck series logo out of that. So it's going to be the Reynolds Wrap Truck Series, Winter Series, whatever, because I think we're just going to do Winter Series and Summer Series, February and August. None of this is official, though. Alright, what we need is, you know, we've adjusted our lines, and we're back in business now. So what we need is to get the car fixed on pit road and get back at her. Because I'm telling you what, the end of the season is rapidly approaching, and the next race is North Wilkesboro, where you cannot expect to gain too many spots. Unless we got something happen on pit road, or we take advantage of, I don't know, something. But just gaining spots at North Wilkesboro is going to be tough. So wherever you're starting, that might be where you're at. Trying to finish this thought while Tommy Callahan is in my butt. DB Cooper's coming too. Yeah, we're struggling. But I'm trusting my spreadsheet. It said laps 32 to 34, which means we're going to be right on the window, which means we are going in this lap, our entire season on the line, to see if I remember how to enter this pit road.
The leader's pitting now.
No, they're pitting anyway. I think we cut in a little too early.
Limit 45. Keep it under 3,500 in second.
Kind of had an adventure getting on pit road there, but we're fine. We're at the very end of pit road.
That speed now. Keep it on 3,500 in second.
We got tires. We're fixing damage. Took you guys a while to jump on the damage here. Let's go.
Go, go, go.
15-2. We're fine.
45. Keep it under 3,500 in second. Okay, you're clear of pit lane.
Here we go. I have no idea how we didn't get a speed penalty there.
The leader's pitting now.
We were like
Okay, merge
300 miles an hour when we hit pit road. Or maybe I was looking at the wrong commitment line. Alright. We got fresh tires. We can shit and get right now. And that's what we have to do. We definitely had damage. It wasn't like a long game where I, you know, potentially took on damage so we could pit early and then stay out of the pit road congestion. I mean, we had to pit there. We were bleeding profusely. There's Amelia. So Amelia had run away from us before the stops. Now we've at least caught up to her. So that's good stuff. We're looking for DB, who is right here. Steve Jobs had a bad spot. Okay, there's some cars up here that we were racing with earlier. I would love to be in the low teens, 13, 14, something like that. These cats are just not up to speed yet. Top 20, we probably gained, we'll be close to, I don't know, P12 or something, I think. There's Stay Puft coming onto the track down here. Nice clean merging, good job. But he's slow, like we've seen some cars that we've been passing. Oh. Let's not be 3 wide. Let's just tuck in behind Stay Puft. Alright, we got some merge. Okay, we got a lot happening here. Hang on to her. Lily was merging. My car is definitely loose in that turn. All right, Stay Puft. I don't even know if I want to pass you. Like, I just kind of want to get a feel for the track. We got to keep our tires for the end of the run. We saw what happened. We don't know if the damage had a lot to do with it. Lily held up the show here. We can, man, big gains here. Happy Gilmore in the lead. Homer Simpson survived the first round of stops. He's up there in third, but Neil Armstrong is up there in second. I'm trying to remember where Neil started. I think middle of the pack. Randy Marsh in the top 10 as well. We're P15. Marshmallow is 17. DB Cooper is 20. Steve Jobs back in 21st. Mona Lisa Vito 30th. Wow. She hasn't been making moves recently. Got a car on pit road. Al Bundy. But Lily, wow. Oh, we got Wayne Campbell and Super Dave at the back of the pack. It might have been where they started. They're 10 seconds from getting lapped, but Dutch Vanderlyn, Lily, and Al Bundy are laps down. Or Lily and Vanderlyn are one lap down. Al Bundy is 2 laps down. Wonder what happened there. And he's still on pit road. He's having an issue. Yeah, I'm just... This fuel run, I'm just kind of taking notes. But this isn't a splash and go situation at the end of the race. It's going to be at least 2 tires. And now that I'm thinking about it, there was a 2-tire stop at the end of our 2005 race where we ended up being much faster than the AI on 2 tires. So, actually, hopefully that's what this comes down to. I totally forgot about that.
Still there. Clear.
We're running smooth lines right now. Making another pass.
Car outside.
Pretty much let Ray Finkel and Amelia Earhart in front of us do the dirty work for us.
Clear.
Yeah, I'm definitely pulling for Homer Simpson, but pulling for Neil Armstrong too. He's up there. I think they're real close in the points.
Keep it up, keep it up, keep digging.
Ooh. Amelia's kind of slow right here, and I didn't have a move. I was thinking about going to the outside, but I didn't want to get stuck up there and then have Michael Jackson come in hot and take some spots, and then we're playing grab ass on the top line and hitting the wall and stuff. So that's why I didn't do that. Let's get back with them, though. The draft is very helpful here. Maybe in our next season we run the Texas World Speedway. I remember seeing that on some track lists when I was looking to download something. Alright, we're back on Amelia. And we've actually lost that group behind us. Let's just line up with Amelia and see if we can run away from these cars. I'm not going to try to make moves. Alright, with 69 laps to go, we got some action. Neil Armstrong, Homer Simpson still up there in the top 10. Mr. Rogers, P9.
It's Korea's latest workout invention that gives you shake weight a run for its money. Take a look at what we found. According to the YouTube what is going on? What is going on? According to the YouTube description, this is for people who like to ride horses in front of their TV. Am I reading? What is going on? And like to keep giddy up in their own home. Okay, we're
Oh, we got a yellow flag. Hang on. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh man. I almost threw up all over. Oh, that was Neil.
Okay, we're under caution. Catch up to the end of the pacing line. Stay behind the 3 car.
I had flashbacks because it was the same kind of track. We hit him in Charlotte at the same kind of track in the same turn. Oh. Oh man, that woke me up. I was gonna come back on lap 61. We're on lap 58. And I was gonna be like, well, pit stops are starting soon. And all of a sudden the yellow flag and okay, we're pitting. We didn't take on any damage. Our tires are great. So we were really battling the car early on. Here's our tire marks from our first pit road entry.
Under 3,500 in second. The pace cars on the front stretch. Watch that speed now. Keep it on 3,500 in second.
Let's be careful with her.
Remember, don't pass the stop sign at the end of pit road. You're in the top 10.
Let's look for our pit stall.
Cars in turn 1.
Rosa Parks. Michael Jackson's pitting in front of us. Let's make sure he doesn't give us the business.
Give you 1 can of fuel. The pace cars
I think we'll be able to get out. No problem.
Go, go, go! Limit 45. Keep
There we go.
3,500 in second. The pace cars on the back straight.
Hey, we're with Amelia again.
Stay behind the 3 car. Okay, merge when you can.
Getting ready for the restart. Happy Gilmore still out in the lead. I saw Homer Simpson had dropped down to 10th before those stops. After I think he was like running top 3 when we went to commercial. Mr. Rogers is still P7. We are P12. And then we got the Marshmallow Man, DB Cooper, both right behind us. Steve Jobs is in 16th, so he's hanging on. Mona Lisa Vito 28th. Wayne Campbell back in 33rd. Neil Armstrong dropped a bunch. He's back in 36th when he was running top 10 there. So Tobias Funke really hurt him. I saw the wreck. And we got Dutch Vanderlyn and AT&T Lilly on the inside here on the restart. A lap down. And the worst jump in the history of Texas. But we're fine. We just gotta... Oh, jeez, this car, this setup, this freaking setup is not good at low speeds. It only works when you're going 190 miles an hour, for me anyway. And we're on new tires. And I think I mentioned our tires were in excellent shape at the end of that run. So our damage really had a lot to do with the, or maybe just sucking overall in that first run when we didn't really practice, wasn't familiar with the setup and everything. I think Stay Puft just pitted. And that might have something to do with that restart. Or maybe that was DB that pitted. I don't know. I think the Marshmallow Man had to serve a penalty. That little blip in the footage there was me pausing the game to see why Stay Puft had to pit, and it wasn't a penalty. It had nothing to do with the restart because he was right behind us and he didn't pass anybody before the start. I don't know what happened there. I will ask NASCAR what happened, but that may end his season. He just heartbreak for Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I'm just so glad it had nothing to do with us. Like if we had just laid a big turd on the track on that restart and then caused a couple of penalties because cars had to make moves and accidentally passed before the start finish. Oh, that would have killed the season. That would have been something where I would have restarted the race. You wouldn't even have known about it because that would have just killed the season. We didn't do all this just to have me screw up and ruin the AI's. But again, they don't have feelings, and this isn't real, so it is what it is. I do remember seeing that kind of wreck, the Tobias Funke, Neil Armstrong wreck. I've seen that a few times in turn 3 at some Papyrus tracks. Darlington being one, and then the Charlotte Neil Armstrong wreck. Yeah, I think that was the same kind of deal where he just got spun around. So Forrest Gump and Rosie the Riveter kind of snuck up on us there. No problem. There's a little bit of a gap to the next group. Now the points battle, it's always a moving target on who's in the lead. But I don't know. I mean, we're all basically from this point on in the season, from that restart to the rest of this season, we were all pretty much equal in the points, and we were all running with each other at that point. So anything that happens after that fact, if you're not getting points, hurts you. You don't have enough time to make it up, and I'm guessing DB's still running with us back there, but Stay Puft dropping isn't going to be good. I gotta cut off Michael Jackson there. All right, we're P14. You never know if Rosie the Riveter is on the lead lap or not. Like, she's just three sides of Eve, or two faces of Eve, or whatever that's called. Feels like we got a slow car up here, but we don't. Just we're all bunched up. Happy Gilmore has just been consistently in the lead here. Let's go up high. Rosie the Riveter's being wild. That was just an ass lap she had. All right, we're seeing some familiar faces. Amelia Earhart and Ray Finkel. We were running with them all through the commercial break, so I feel comfortable with them. Forrest Gump, I've mentioned, just a disappointing season. I think it was one of the first 5 cars I made, because when I was trying to learn the templates for the cars and painting them, start simple. Start with one of the easier paint schemes and then work your way up. And Forrest Gump already had the idea for his Alabama Crimson Tide helmet. So that was one of the first ones I made. Holds a special place in my heart, like a lot of these cars do, like I've mentioned, but it just wasn't going to happen. Just didn't happen for him this season. And I am getting sentimental because it's the last time we're going to see a bunch of these cars. I mean, Andy Van Slyke, we're not going to see him after this season. 2 more races after this. Rosie the Riveter's not going to be back. She may go down as the best driver not to be in the Legends Series. 2 wins. I don't know. Thinking about going to commercial, but we got some racing. We got some racing to do here. I do miss not having cars on us. Meaning during that commercial break, I was just at the back of a little bit of a train with Michael Scott, Amelia Earhart, and Ray Finkel, and there were no cars breathing on us. And I was just running down the laps, and now everything's changed. Wayne Campbell, big move here. I think, wasn't he in the 30s? He's in the top 10 points battle. And we're 3 wide here. I don't like this one bit. We're actually gonna we got a problem here, I think. Let's not lean on Mr. Rogers. We got Indiana Jones. This is getting serious real quick. Hold on to her. Okay. Jeez Louise. I'm this close to pooping my pants. Rosie, you gotta pick up, you gotta, oh, she's Gus Fringing us, man. Oh, you gotta be joking. But then again, where's DB Cooper? I mean, the points are all relative. It's not like we need to be the best. I haven't seen DB. I'm glad we didn't take out Mr. Rogers there a few laps ago. I'm guessing Rosie the Riveter heard me call her schizophrenic or whatever I called her earlier. She decided to sabotage our race here. Oh, and then she cuts into the bottom line and gives me the finger as she slides back down to the bottom line. Thanks a lot, Rosie. I'm glad you're not coming back. Yeah, I think we lost 10 positions in that ordeal there. Probably used up some tire as well. Some rubber. I'd say we pitted on lap 59. Does that sound right? Because I said I was going to come back lap 61, and that was a few laps. Oh, sorry, McDundee. Didn't think he had that big of a run. So we'll say lap 58. We'll say lap 58. We pitted. And pit window's 32 to 34 laps. So we'd be pitting on lap 90. So that's coming up soon. Are you kidding? If that's true, I'm not looking at the. It's pulled up right now, but I'm not looking at it. We went to commercial with 69 to go, and I think we skipped 8 laps. And all told, that'd be 40. So we should be getting close to about 29 to go for pit stops, and there we are, 31 to go. Okay, so yeah, we are coming up on pit stops here, and with 31 to go, these will be the final stops, which is good. That kind of solves the right side tires issue I was worrying about at the end of the race, where we were going to have a big advantage over them. We won't have that. So that's big. Now, when do we pit here? Because we're inside the window. Everybody has to pit again. We're about, I'd say, 3 laps until pit stops. The caution laps always throw that off a little bit. Don't want to get caught with our hand in our pants here. AI pitting last second. Tommy Callahan, I was looking at his stats. Oh, big run here, baby. Gus Fring is Gus Fringing Rosie, I think. But Tommy Callahan's stats,
Clear outside.
I think his win at Watkins Glen is his only top 5. Maybe his only top 10 of the season. It's a weird, I think it's his only top 10 of the season. Just a ridiculous stat. Let's be careful. We have to be seeing pit stops soon. Front tire's yellow because we spent 6, 7, 8 laps breathing in Rosie's farts on the outside. It really hurt us. Let's learn our lesson from our first green flag pit stops and don't fly into pit road like a psycho. Leader's pitting now, so we'll go in here.
Outside. Clear outside. Limit 45. Keep it under 3,500. In seconds.
Can't ask for a better entry there, Jack.
Watch that speed now. Keep it on 3,500.
Leader
In
pitting may
seconds.
have been, I don't know who it was. I haven't even had time to look at the leader. I've been too worried about what's on our front porch here. Probably Happy Gilmore.
The leader's pitting
That makes
now.
sense. Frantically writing down stuff. A lot of stuff happened there. I want to showcase that 3 wide deal with Mr. Rogers.
Go, go, go! Limit 45. Keep it under 3,500. In seconds. Okay, you're clear of pit lane.
All right, we're off. Let's just not go a lap down, man. No cautions, no whammies.
The leader's pitting now. Okay, merge when you can.
I am merging, baby. Didn't take on any damage that run. And thankfully we can stretch the car's legs on these new tires without anyone around us. That's tough. It's tough with cars all around you trying to deal with the tires, but it's easier to do when you're not trying to get up to speed off of a restart. Takes them a little bit longer to get up to speed. Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
Stay low. Still there. Keep
All right, there's DB Cooper on the apron. Michael Jackson coming up and merging. I saw Andy Van Slyke. What is Ray Finkel doing? What is Wayne Campbell doing?
the leader's pitting now. Cars
Jeez.
clear inside. You're now in the top 20.
There's McDundee on the apron.
The next car
We were with them. We were with him before stops. Tell you what, I'm getting in behind Ray Finkel. I just feel comfortable behind this son of a bitch. Kind of just pushing him, just trying to get him going here. Catch up to Forrest Gump. We're P14. It's not getting rosied. Right? Ray Finkel doesn't have it, babe. We gotta get around him.
Keep low. Clear outside.
We're coming for Forrest Gump. The Marshmallow Man pitting. I don't know what's going on there. He would have pitted by now. So is he pitting again like a weirdo? No, no. Happy Gilmore with a 2.78 second lead. Randy Marsh has jumped up to P5. Homer Simpson's still hanging out there. P7. Mr. Rogers took a big dive somewhere. He's back in P33. He was on his way back through the field anyway. So I don't know what happened there. But we got a lot of the big name cars back in the 30 to 40. Mona Lisa Vito, Steve Jobs, Neil Armstrong, Super Dave, and the Marshmallow Man are all in the 30 to 40s. Not sure what that's about. Well, I know about the Marshmallow Man. Alright, we're hanging out with Forrest Gump. I was talking shit on him earlier, I think. I apologize.
Keep it up, keep digging.
Let's keep our tires good, and let's see if we can catch up to these guys. The best way to catch up to them is to draft them. To draft with old FG here. Okay, took us 3 or 4 laps, but we have closed in on this next pack. They were racing a little bit. It looks like it is Guy Fieri, Amelia Earhart, Martha Stewart, and Homer Simpson in this group. We can make a couple passes and get into the top 10. It would be nice. Velma Dinkley has closed the gap on Happy Gilmore up there. It was what, 278? Now it's 139. Not sure if they ran into a lapper or something. Keep an eye on that 119. She's coming for that ass. Happy Gilmore better look out. We got Martha Stewart making a move on Homer Simpson ahead of us. I thought she was going to spin him up into that hotel. Slide past Guy Fieri here. We're coming to 10 to go. What a penis punch if we get like an engine blow or something. Looks like we're fine though. Hate to do it to you, Homer, but this is crunch time in the Heinz Packet Championship battle. It's Velma Dinkley halftime. She's down to 0.86 interval on Happy Gilmore. Randy Marsh has jumped up to P3. Homer Simpson right here, P9 or 10 or whatever pass this is us getting into the top 10. DB Cooper hanging. He's hanging with Mr. Cooper. He's P20. Wayne Campbell P17. And I'm not finding any other big names. But then the back still 30 to 40 range. Jobs, Vito, Armstrong, Osborne. Marshmallow Man has dropped back down to 39th. He's actually behind Lilly and Dutch Vanderlyn now. So he must have had some kind of issue. I've been kind of in the zone here. Didn't want to pause the game and see what was going on with him. But that will be reflected in the final video, obviously. This is an amateur hour. Now, I'm comfortable finishing in 10th. And you know why? Because then we're starting on the inside at North Wilkesboro. You gotta make a big brain play. That's what this is. Unless Forrest Gump makes a move, then maybe we can move up to 8th. P8. An even number here means an odd number start at the next race. But Forrest Gump got slow, and Homer Simpson was going to probably try to enter the dance. So we had to go up top, but we're gonna be in trouble here coming out of 2. I just can't hold that. Well, we're not going 3 wide, babe. I backed the hell out of that.
Inside. Stay high. Clear inside.
4 to go. DB Cooper's dropped back to P21. Looks like Velma's progress on Happy Gilmore has plateaued. She's now 1 second flat behind him. Looks like if they would line up, they would be able to catch him, but it seems like I'm guessing that they've just been racing for second place, and he's just been able to run away. Then again, I mean, he's just a dominant. The Subway 19 car's just been dominant. Didn't see that coming.
Just 2 to go.
Whatever happened to those cars behind us, they dropped off. And we're sitting P10 where we were before a little bit of chaos happened. Happy Gilmore taking the white flag. God, he must have led 117 laps. He had to have led over 100. Had to.
1 more lap to go.
Maybe not though. I don't know where he started, how long it took for him to get to the front, but one of the more impressive performances of the season. Oh, and they're finally starting to line up and catch him, but it's gonna be too little, too late. I'm able to see it on the track. A couple more laps, 5-10 more laps, they may have had something.
All right, there's the checkered flag.
Tell you what, we run a bunch of seasons on YouTube, and there's 3 or 4 or 5 races a season where NR2003 really shines. Shows why this is the gold standard in terms of, you know, not iRacing these days, but just this was a fantastic race. Happy Gilmore got the win. Randy Marsh stayed in the top 10 all race long. That's good. And Happy Gilmore ended up leading over 100. I figured it was going to be near 100. Finkelgump and Funke got the bonus points. Amelia Earhart, another top 10. I mean, we've been talking about how she's been making this push. Too little, too late, possibly. She still has 2 races left. She could just make history if she could somehow sneak into the top 10 AI drivers. And then there we are finishing top 10. 11 through 20, you see Homer Simpson there. He was running top 10, and then he eventually just fell out of the top 10 there. We were racing with him at the end. Still a good finish. And then Wayne Campbell, top 10 driver, points driver. We'll see what's going on with him. Moving to the third page, we see DB Cooper. P22 finish. We finished P10, so we gained 12 points on him, and we were 10 points behind him. So it looks like we're going to have a 2-point lead over him going into the final 2 races of the season. And then you see Steve Jobs, that's so disappointing. Also, Mr. Rogers there was running top 10 a bunch, and then we were racing with him for a while, and then he just totally dropped off. I was looking for a reason. He totally dropped back, but he may have just got hung up on the outside or something, but he fell fast. And a lot to talk about on the final page here. Mona Lisa Vito, another top 10 standings driver. Neil Armstrong, he wrecked with Tobias Funke. The second time he's been wrecked like that this season. Super Dave back here again. That's a big drop. I mean, that's 2 straight bottom 10 finishes. He's got to watch out now. Then you see Lily and Dutch Vanderlyn. I couldn't really figure out what happened with them. They might have stayed a little bit longer on pit road, causing that. We lost Guy Fieri somewhere in the later stages of the race. And how about the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man? That's just heartbreak for him. I'm glad it had nothing to do with the restart and us, shitting the bed on that restart, but it just, I showed in the standings whenever, the only time that oil leak kind of thing shows, if a car does not DNF, it'll still show the reason that it's sucking, I guess, because it flashes for a couple seconds when the cars go onto pit road and then disappear from the game after the race. So I was able to grab that. It showed an oil leak, but that doesn't show in the final results or anything. It was just a little 2 or 3 second thing that pops up and then goes away. Yeah, and that's it. And also, I wasn't showing that entire race up there with Happy Gilmore and Velma Dinkley because just as I eventually discovered, you probably saw that we could actually see the gap in front of us. I mean, I was so used to the leaders being so far ahead of us that they were right there. They were kind of easy to see what the distance was there. And you probably, hopefully, caught on to that. And that's it. We'll check out the points. Going before North Wilkesboro, 2 races remaining. All of the bottom 10 drivers in the standings are starting in the top 10 there. So the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is not dead yet for the Heinz packet. And he's pretty much a lock to get into the eventual Legend Series, because he is a legend. He's been a legend all season long. But all right, I'll see you at North Wilkesboro. Thanks for watching.